The last couple of years, I had great privilege diving up and down the east coast of Australia, diving with some awesome mates, and we've had some tough times diving. We've been flogged a few times in some tough weather. We've seen some incredible stuff, dove some dirty water, but over these last couple of years, we've seen some of the most amazing fish. After all the rain we've had in the last couple of years, we've been seeing some massive schools of jewfish. As I've previously shared with the readers of SDM, I had a great encounter with a 138 kilo black marlin. I recently had the chance to swim with a huge school of sailfish. These fish are so seductive as you see them swimming through the water, lifting the sail, the blue stripes down their back. Amazing fish. Oh, the barramundi. Something so mesmerising about watching these fish swim through the water. We also bumped into some massive fish. This Queensland grope was so big it looked like it had its own weather system. It'd be impossible to have a trip down memory lane on the east coast without remembering running into some big sharks. This massive tiger was just such a beautiful animal. Bryce and I want to just share a quick tale with you of one of those awesome experiences and one of those moments. We had 3 dives on an incredible spot, 2 great fish, and it was pretty epic.
Standing around an area with the boys, come across a lump in an area we know has never been spearfished before. The life on the sounder was amazing, so we jumped on in, and within a few seconds a 29.5 kilo wahoo swims underneath me, so I shoot it from the surface and we quickly throw that in the boat because there's not much sunlight left. Anyway, I have a dive, and through the mist of surgeon fish appear a few jobfish up to and over 10 kilos. And I'll look through the jobfish and I can see a few other bits and pieces, and then several snapper catch my eye. And from then on in, I was just like, it's snapper. And you'll see the dive. I'm not a very good shot, but we make up for it a bit later on.
There's like 10 kilo jobbies mid-water, swimming through them, miss a snapper. There's just gobbies everywhere.
So the hardest thing now after Bryson telling me about these awesome fish was just to get my head ready to dive. I knew there was big jobbies, big jacks, big snapper on the bottom, and I knew we were running out of light, and I just had to shut the mind down, get prepared, ready for what I was about to see. This is one of my favourite parts of every dive, watching the world above and all its worries just disappear. As I go deeper, the sun's light rippling on the surface starts to dim. It's here my body starts to relax as my dive reflex kicks in. My chin's tucked in and my mind's focused on what I'm about to see. When I finally lifted my head to see what was coming below, the first thing I saw was these massive jobfish. These jobfish totally infiltrated this school of Sergios. I see the jobbies going off to my left and my right. In front of me I saw a nice hyphen amberjack swim through. My focus at this point was solely on snapper, and it wasn't long till a donkey came into view. This fish was so big, its head seemed too big for its tail. I tried to drift down on it slowly, but I made a mistake and touched the tail of this surgeon fish. The snapper kicked off, and for a moment my attention was drawn away to the big jack that was swimming underneath it. As you can see, it was a huge fish, around the 10 probably to 12 kilo mark. The amazing thing is, I didn't actually see the big red that was behind it. I headed off again to follow that snapper, but he wanted nothing more to do with me, so I turned back to the jack. It was actually at this point that I now finally saw the red. This fish was 11.5 kilos and an absolute cracker. On this day, we were only using a single 18mm rubber and a 7mm spear, and I stoned this fish, but the spear didn't penetrate through its head. I was worried about it kicking off, so I swam down and picked it up off the bottom. I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked up and I was surrounded by hundreds of massive jobfish. This place was so incredible. There were so many amazing fish here. It was just painful to leave the bottom. I was probably 15 metres off the bottom, and I realised this was going to be real hard work dragging this 11 kilo red up with me. Fortunately, Bryson was on the ball up above and was pulling up my rig line. Grabbed a hold of the rig line and got a bit of a tow. This is a technique we sometimes use in the deeper water. Even though you can't claim records, with a bit of humility, working together, you can still put some amazing fish in the boat. This teamwork means that every one of us is pumped for that fish to be landed, even if we haven't pulled the trigger ourselves. Josh is so excited for me, even though I'm 5 metres down, you can hear him yelling donkey from the surface.
Donkey! Dog! I should have shot 10 kilos now. How many is there? Just go shoot a massive snapper. Yeah. Oh, the Sergio.
With darkness quickly coming upon us, Bryson took the opportunity for one last dive. He came down in the middle of the school of Sergios, and again it was packed with amazing fish, big jacks, big jobfish, largemouth nanny guy. In the middle of it, he picked out a nice 10 kilo red emperor. The biggest challenge to his shot was the 8 to 9 kilo jack sitting in the road between him and the red. This just capped off one of those days with 2 amazing fish taken in 3 dives. There's nothing like sharing these unforgettable moments with your mates. Here we are, right at the end of the day, enjoying the fruits of our labour.